Hello, everyone. My name is Hazel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Please. Please comment and please like. I want to grow on this channel. I want to have some kind of an impact, in this digital streets. So, I have a newfound respect for content creators. Because for the longest time, obviously, I've been thinking about this. It was just something I was thinking about. You spend hours and hours on YouTube and you really think you can do this. And then comes the point where you're actually supposed to do it. Yeah. So it requires time, it requires preparation. I live in a small house, number one, with 4 children and their father and our helper. So before you can get some type of peace, some type of quiet, some type of still, it's a war zone. But for what it's worth, I do get my moments like now where I literally begged everyone to at least be quiet for like 20 minutes until I'm done with this, at least. So those are my challenges, you understand, logistically speaking. But then on another hand, it's some of if I can say, the residues maybe of anxiety, and I have personally lost a lot of self-confidence in the process. You understand, you're dealing with issues and then you question yourself a lot. There's a whole lot that is happening and then you overthink everything. In the process, a part of you is stained, a part of you is dented, such that you're no longer the same person that you were before the experience. That was me. Maybe not for every other person, but for me. And I am learning along the way that as days go, as months go, as years have went, I am finding my rhythm somewhere in life, and in the process I was having kids, you're focusing on other things and not necessarily yourself. And it was really up until 2019 when I got my last born baby that I was like, okay, I've always wanted 4 children. I have them. Now what is a new I nearly said hobby. not hobby, but what is a new mountain to climb, you understand? Because the pregnancy mountain had been achieved. I was a mom to 4. It's what I've always wanted. And then I realized that along the process, along the way, I had lost a lot of myself. That included my self-confidence, that included my self-esteem, that included a larger part of me that was able to have an impact in people's lives. And then that was when I realized that they say you've got anxiety, they say you've got some kind of a depression, and you take it light. Yes, you go to the doctor, yes, they give you the meds that they say you must be on for maybe 6 months or maybe a year, and you do all those things, and in your mind you are dealing with the issue, but in the process there is something that the issue is stealing from you. You understand? So those are some of the things that I have come to experience for myself. That is why now I'm just saying, you know what? I've been through a lot. I know that much. And maybe I should just come out with my story and share it with the world and share it with you guys and see whose life it will impact, because one of the things that I've realized, especially in my part of the country, I'm based in Limpopo, South Africa, the northern part of the country for those that are outside South Africa. We are a rural province. What that means is there is a whole lot about mental health issues that so many communities don't know of. there is a whole lot about the difference between a mental health condition and a mental health disorder that most of us still cannot distinguish. I wanted to make a video about just asking the masses, what is it that first comes to your mind when the word or term mental health is mentioned? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Because most of us are in corporate, most of us are even managers in corporate, some of us are CEOs in corporate, and you still don't understand the seriousness of this issue. When Sandy doesn't come to work because then they're dealing with some type of depression, you still don't get it. Sandy's always off work. Sandy must get over themselves. Sandy this, Sandy that. But how about we learn? How about we educate ourselves? How about we engage in some form of platform that will teach us what mental health is all about and what it means when we say, before we even go to deeper mental health disorders like your schizophrenias, like your bipolars, and all those deep ones. When someone says I'm really stressed, when someone says I'm overwhelmed, when someone says I'm down. I don't feel myself. I've got all sorts of thoughts that are just not okay. How do we deal with those people on a day-to-day basis? You understand? How is it that we are even putting ourselves in positions to understand what that is all about so that we can even identify the signs? We can even be the ones that assist them to identify the signs. You understand? Because when we are knowledgeable about this issue, when we are well educated about this issue, it may not be us, but it may be people that are close to us. It may be people that we are going to meet in the short future, especially at this age that we are. We've got kids, we've got colleagues, we've got all these things. You understand? We leaders in our communities. We are influencers in one way or the other, in one platform or the other. So if you are finding yourself leading, whether at work, whether at church, whether in your community, anyway, you need to equip yourself with this knowledge so that if it happens to anybody who is close to you, if it happens to anybody that you manage, you oversee, as close to your manager or whatever, then you are able to identify the signs. I'm not even sure what I'm going to name this video because then I'm just going, everywhere about this. But the core is just trying to engage every single person that I've had my own journey. It was difficult in most parts. Obviously, I will have to share because then I cannot keep saying anxiety survivor, depression survivor, and then you never get to tell your story. You understand? And I had this clip today. I made a short reel and about how it all started. It was Christmas 2011 when I started having funny thoughts. And it's like the enemy was making me question my decision to finally talk about this issue. You understand? It's too private. What will people think about you? What will people say about you? But with the rates of suicides happening in this country, with the rates of gender-based violence issues happening in this country, you come out, you share your story, you don't know which life you are saving. The good thing about social media these days is that people can quickly reach you and easily reach out. And then somebody will write you that life-changing email and say, with that video that said this and this and that, I was able to know what my issue is. You understand? Every time you've got thoughts that are not normal, It's not okay, because you can end up hurting yourself, you can end up hurting people around you, you can end up doing something that is just unthinkable. Tomorrow you're in the newspapers, you're in the news, and then everybody's like, woo, evil, woo, this, woo, that, woo, that. But you can get help. With these sorts of videos, those are the type of things that we are just trying to block. If there were 5 people that were going to do it, and you managed to reach out to 2, you did a great job. You understand? We've got this information at our own disposal. Google is there. We can access these things. And when people like me, there's so many out there that have been through the same journey, some worse. You understand that I have went through, I beg your pardon, that if we share our stories, we will be saving lives. And that's all. I mean, look at this face. Can you even tell that at one point in my life I was on antidepressants? Can you? No. You understand? So it's your normal Jane out there, your normal June out there, your normal Zachariah out there, your normal Matthew out there, who's leading a normal life, you think. But they are carrying a lot of weight that they are seeking help for. And with the right information, the right places, the right medication, in some cases, you can be helped. Like I always say, I will never ever magnify the clause of mental health issues above the name of Jesus. I'm born again through it all. I love the Lord. And I thank God that when this journey came about, I knew Christ, because then I was able to pray and pray a lot. I was able to read the word and remind myself what the word says about me, what the thoughts of God are about me. Just as difficult as the journey was, just as hard as the journey was, I was able to overcome because of the picture that I had of who God says I am. And I believed that picture, and I conquered anxiety, and I conquered depression. And so can you. Peace out. Please subscribe. Toodles.